Hey guys, I'm actually really excited to make this video here today. It's based on a viewer's comment, actually on two of the viewers' comment. A little bit later I'll share that so you can read the comment. But what it's going to be about is a particular number. Can they survive in the Philippines? I like Bill's there scenario, and I'm going to really get into David's scenario as well. What this is going to help for you is because you might be close to this. Well, I think for most of you are going to be in this ballpark for income wise, and how relevant that could be, because it actually could be significantly in the sense that you may be able to retire earlier, taking less income, but can you make it work? So these are things I want to really hit home with this video and a few other things. So a quick little brief introduction, we're going to get right into it.
Let's hit the road in the Philippines where adventures unfold with Brian's life compass, we'll lot our way. Guiding true, traveling just me and you. Join the journey, it's adventure time.
Really like Bill's setup right now. He's got 1,500, and I'm going to assume US dollars. So that's going to go a lot further than my Canadian dollars. But he only wants to use half. And this is going to be a really key factor here I want to get into. And David's as well is giving me a particular number, which is about half. They're both going to work. And I'm going to leave you little tidbits of where I used to rent to get this working. Like I had a 3-bedroom apartment, ocean view, gate secure, everything else. It was less than $100 a month US. So this is a video I would encourage you to watch if you're interested about that one. But let's get right into the $1,500 US. Okay. So, and they only wanted to use half. And I think the reason why this is so important, because it's spectacular in the sense of you've got a safety net. Now, in the very beginning, I don't think you're going to get away with really going in half of that. It's going to cost you a lot more when you get settled, to find your location. I'm making separate videos on that, how to find your location and so forth. But I want to tackle the budget part of that. And let's break it right down. Even where I'm at right now, I'm paying higher rent that you can definitely find. I mean, I'm paying right now $11,000, and even that is actually a very good price. And I encourage you to watch this video and regarding on that. I'm in a good location, got fresh air. It's a 1-bedroom, fully furnished. It's got free internet. It's got a pool, and I'm paying $11,000. So that's like, for Canadian dollars, it's still under $300 a month. Okay. So, and same with food now. You're gonna, if you're doing your own cooking, like if price is going to be an issue and you want to be on a budget, food costs, I've done that as well. I mean, you're looking at, if I bought ground beef, it's less than $10 a day. That's 2 kilos, 2-point-something kilos. You're just not going to eat that much, okay? And that would be less than $10 a day, okay? So that's back to another 300. So now you're at 600, okay? You have miscellaneous things. You're going to have your cleaning products. You're going to have all that kind of stuff. You got to account for your visas. You want to have health coverage. Are you going to be riding your own bike? Are you going to be buying it to save money? Are you going to rent? These are all, other factors. But your main base is going to be rent and food. And entertainment, well, entertainment can go, it's a wide range. And the reason why I want to touch base with on Bill's particular scenario, you can do it on half that, okay? I would say every few months, you're probably going to dip the other way and need more than that. And the things will come up, things you might want for yourself, and so on and so forth. It is a little bit of a tight budget. Now, if you're going to go with like David's asking right there in that particular scenario on the price, you can make it work. Would I suggest that and only have that? It's a little scary. If you have no nest egg, no backup money, it's a little scary to go on that budget. You can do it. You definitely can do it. And I'm going to be sharing, as I said, like other videos. I'm going to show you how I get these apartments so cheap. I literally found a place. If you guys are interested at all, by all means, leave a comment in the section what you want me to more touch base on when it comes down to the budget. Doesn't matter what areas, how I find these places. You just by all means leave a comment and I'll address them. But for example, I found leased land. It was a hectare, which is 10,000 square meters. I found it. You're probably just not going to believe me. I found it for 6,000 pesos a year. I mean, we're talking like $100 and some a year. It was in a location I didn't want to be in, but that's a whole different topic. So can you make it work? Now, he doesn't want to live in a rat hole either, okay? So there's a really good balance. I would like, for example, now, if I don't know what Bill's preference is for where he'd want to live, what his entertainment needs are, what his social needs are, so on and so forth. But narrowing it down just for that price, like I said, I found an apartment, 3-bedroom, ocean view, gated, covered parking, a little bit of a yard, $100 a month. So you've got another, 600 and some dollars roughly or so for food and entertainment. You can certainly live on that very comfortably. Again, especially if you're going to be doing a lot of your own cooking. I personally enjoy it. I do a lot of my own cooking. I find I get more things to play with. Okay, the market can offer a lot of different varieties, and the local restaurants, there's a lot of places that are cheaper. Again, where I'm at right now is a touristy area. I actually found the restaurant quality and prices much cheaper there than the place where I found that it was really cheap. Okay. Hence, because there was no competition. There was one or two foreigner restaurants, and they were not cheap in comparison. Like, I'm in Dumaguete area now. I can buy a quesadilla meal, for 150 pesos. I can, get a pizza for 150 pesos. I can go higher and have my more, different types of meals in your 400 or 500 pesos and so on and so forth. But to directly answer that $1,500, that's not his budget. He's asking, can he live on half of that? You can. And what makes this significant? I think that's a perfect planning thing. If you've got that kind of income, shoot for living on half of that, or even 2/3 of that or something like that. And keep that nest egg. Things, health issues, little things you might also, you're living in that area. You may want to start a hobby, and that's a whole separate video as well, because I'm going to tell you right now the importance of doing something while you're there. Okay, don't marry a bar stool. So you might want to take some of that money and start going into scuba diving. You might want to get into artwork. You might want to do all sorts of different things. Now you've got a little bit of play money to do what you've always wanted to do in your life. You don't miss the opportunity when you're moving for a budget. Heck yeah, you can make it a lot cheaper in Asia. Philippines, that's definitely a no-brainer. Compared to North America or the developing countries, it's going to be cheaper. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. The thing of it is how you're going to live your quality of life, okay? That's going to be on location, the type of food, the type of entertainment, and what are you going to do with your time? So many people fail on this in the sense of they end up drinking way too much or partying way too much. They get caught up in the fun of that, and then that's a whole different video, whole different topic. But in any case, I don't want to ramble on. But the budget alone for that is you're going to make it. And you have a nest egg. Now, going back to David's question, in the sense of pretty much half of that to live on. Again, obviously you can do it. I honestly, personally don't recommend that. I don't recommend moving everything and going to a complete new culture and everything on that budget, especially if you don't have a nest egg. If you don't have some kind of larger savings, because I can tell you right now, in the beginning, it is going to cost you more, okay? It's going to cost you a lot more because you don't know where you want to settle. You're going to be paying for hotels. You're going to be traveling around. You might be in an area that, oh, this is not what I expected. And I promise you this, you're going to run into that. You're going to do research. You're going to watch YouTube videos. You don't know until it slaps you in the face when you're there, okay? The temperatures, the traffic, the noise. These are all things you might not really think about until you get there and realize, oh, this looked perfect. And then you get there and you realize, oh, I just can't handle it here. This is too, I can handle temporarily or something like that. These are all obstacles that affect your budget, okay? And they are going to be important things to realize that are going to come up, okay? So in the beginning, it is going to cost you significantly a lot more because you're going to make mistakes, okay? You're going to pay too much for your transportation. You're going to pay too much for your food. You're going to pay too much for your bike rental. You're going to pay too much probably for your apartment, okay? That's the swift kick in the butt reality. That's what's going to happen when you first get there. But you're going to learn, okay? And then you're going to take your time. And for you guys that are interested in really how to find a good places to rent, leave a comment below. And I'll address that as well. But there are certain tactics. I want to stay on much topic as possible with budget. And I can't stress this enough. You can live very comfortably with healthier foods, good areas to rent on a very much lower budget. That 1,500 US. I mean, I'm doing it very comfortably on 1,500 Canadian. Okay, you can do it comfortably even on 1,000. I've done it. Now again, the 1,000 Canadian, which I've got that video on there. I can show you. I break it right down. I recommend watching it. Really break it right down. It doesn't leave you much window room. You know, you got like $50 left over. Doesn't really apply to a lot in case an emergency shows up. But you can make it work, and it's comfortable. I'm extremely happy with my apartment. It's definitely comfortable. I'm close to a lot of amenities. I'm down, half an hour. I'm at the snorkeling area. Another half an hour different direction. I'm at hot springs. Half an hour I'm downtown where I'm needing all my shopping done. So there's no complaints that way. You can make it work. And again, if you're stuck in a scenario that you need to save up or something like that, okay, you don't go out. You just go and cook home meals and stuff like that. You make these choices. So it's definitely feasible. The reality is the price is feasible. You can live on that type of budget. Question becomes, do you want to live that way forever? I'd like to go there and have a better quality of life and compare it to North America, which I find I do. And even on 1,000 to 1,500, I can have a better quality of life there than in North America. However, those few $100s extra to have aside for different kind of entertainment, you might want to buy the bigger TV and have, little things like this. These are all things that add up. That's just life, okay? So it's nice to have that little extra, okay, guys? But the reality is, that's why I'm kind of happy to make this video based on my viewers' questions there, because I think it fits in for most of you guys. If you're really wanting to get out of the hum and drum and the developing country stress, this is definitely feasible, doable, and I would say much better quality. And that's the whole key takeaway on life. You want to have a better quality of life. And I find it huge difference with the foods. I mean, I find my health going up. I have the fresh fruits. I have the native eggs I eat a lot. It's night and day difference, and it definitely is cheaper. So, I mean, sort of running down, every bill and everything, that kind of stuff. I mean, these are all, you see hundreds of these kind of videos, but, and I'll be making some like that as well for you guys that really want to hammer down the details of each, particular thing. But overall, you got your rent, that's the biggest expense, and then you got your food, you got your miscellaneous, you got internet, and you've got your phone bill, you've got, cleaning products, you got your toothpaste, you got so on and so forth. You don't want to miss out on your visas. That's an expense as well. But obviously, if you've got, 700 and some dollars a month, and you're only paying $100 for your rent, and you're only paying $200-300 for food, you've got money left over to cover everything else. It's just that simple, okay, guys? It really depends on your entertainment that you want to do as well. I always recommend having that extra because, like I say, the importance of a hobby to do something like that is extremely, you're there now to enjoy life, right? So take advantage of it and live the best life quality that you can. And on these budgets, you definitely can. All right, guys, if you have any other questions or you want me where I missed something or you need something particular answered, like I said, this video was done for my viewers there. And if I missed, if I missed something that really you need answered or whatever, by all means, I'm trying to make these generalized, basic. And so, yeah, I'm trying to help out. You leave a comment, like, subscribe, follow along. Everybody take care. Catch you later. Thanks for watching.